What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you've all had a great week. And how can you not with Bitcoin's price still going up? We're at 103,000. Now, sorry for being late, guys. Yeah, it was a super busy morning here at the Crypto Club, from morning meetings to appointments to random people showing up, and you got to help them out. So it's like sometimes my schedule can get a little whack, but I always try to be here at noon. I think I should start putting some notifications out on Twitter, or formerly known as X, or no. Had that in reverse. I should start putting some notices out on X, formerly known as Twitter, just letting all you guys know if I'm going to be late or not, because I know some of you guys may show up at 12 going, we're Sherpa today. Well, I was late. But no, we have tons of news articles to go over. A big one being what if we had no capital gains tax on our investments out there? Well, that's what's going on right now with Missouri, where their bill is getting pushed through for the governor. And if he signs it, that could be a domino effect too, just like all these states getting reserves. And then we got a couple other Bitcoin news out there. I think a good one that I'm definitely going to do is the Steak Shack is offering Bitcoin payments now, so you can buy your food there. So I'll probably show up there when the date is available to do it. And then we got a couple other articles out for you. But let's go through the news. Gotta cover up. I'm late, so I gotta play catch up on time. So here we go. Let's start off with the crypto news. So first up, I'm on Crypto Bubbles, but as you can see, we're going to see a green. But let's take a look at our first article, which is Missouri bill ending capital gains tax heads to the governor for a signature. So yeah, Missouri could and will become the first U.S. state to eliminate the levy if Governor Mike Kehoe signs the bill into law. So are they going to be the first ones to do it? Because Trump did mention getting rid of the federal income tax out there. This could be a nice start for at least crypto people out there, because you don't have to pay capital gains and you've been holding since 2009. Oh, yeah. But Missouri House Bill 594 is a bill that would eliminate capital gains tax in the U.S. state. It has passed a vote into the state House of Representatives and now heads to Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe's desk for his signature. Now, according to Aaron Brogan, the bill stipulates a 100% income tax deduction for any capital gains income, because the Missouri tax code does not explicitly distinguish between a capital gains tax and an income tax. So that's maybe why they can do this. Now, Brogan told Cointelegraph that the specific mechanism to exempt capital gains taxes outlined in HB 594 is unique, and compared it to a similar income tax deduction in the federal tax code. The attorney explained that the most natural comparison is the state and local tax, or the SALT deduction, that the federal government offers, where the Internal Revenue Code permits individuals to deduct a certain amount of tax paid in the state and local taxes. Now, this is the inverse, which I have never seen before. Now, the bill's timing is significant in that it follows proposals from U.S. President Donald Trump to overhaul the country's income tax system through comprehensive reform. And I did mention that Trump's proposing eliminating the federal income tax in the United States. So yeah, Trump has proposed offsetting the federal income taxes, or eliminating the income tax, and replacing the federal tax revenue with money raised through import and tariffs. Now, when tariffs cut in, many people's income taxes will be substantially reduced, maybe even completely eliminated. Now, the focus will be on people making less than $200,000 a year, and the president wrote in an April 27 Truth post that Trump added that the plan will create more jobs in the United States as factories return to avoid import duties on their finished products. Now, despite this, the market reaction to tariffs has been overwhelmingly negative so far, but with the stock market recording trillions of dollars in losses in response to tariffs headlines and crypto markets shedding hundreds of billions in value. But additionally, bond yields spiked followed the tariff announcement, a sign that investors were rejecting U.S. bonds, which are traditionally seen as a flight to safety. So if they're rejecting it, where are they going to go? They better be going to Bitcoin, because that's what's going to save them. But yeah, so that'd be cool if this bill gets pushed through. I'm sure if he does sign it, then I will be giving you that news right next day after I hear about it and go, we did it, guys. So we'll wait and hear about this, and I'll keep you guys informed. Now, speaking about the topic about it's a great place to hedge against everything going on for Bitcoin holders, because no one's really going to the U.S. stock bonds anymore. But Taiwan is now, their Taiwan lawmakers are now urging adding Bitcoin to a national reserve. So it's not just we were getting so much news on states and their reserve, the U.S. is going to have theirs, but we always said other countries as well is going to be getting onto this national reserve board, because they got to. The race is on. So let's hear a little bit more about this article. So with Taiwan and the Bitcoin reserve. So Taiwanese legislator Ko Ju-chun has urged the government to consider including Bitcoin in its national reserve alongside gold and foreign currencies. Now, speaking at a national finance conference on May 9th, Ko suggested allocating a small portion of the country's reserve asset to Bitcoin as a hedge against rising global economic uncertainty and regional geopolitical risks. Now, Ko pointed out to Bitcoin's decentralized nature, its fixed supply, and growing role as a hedge in various countries as reasons to integrate it into Taiwan's sovereign asset strategy. He highlighted that Taiwan's reliance on exports and the associated volatility in the new Taiwan dollar as further justification for broadening the reserve mix. Now, Bitcoin as a crisis reserve. The lawmaker also referenced the country's vulnerability in a potential crisis scenario, suggesting that Bitcoin could serve as an uncorrelated asset that maintains liquidity and avoids seizure risks during geopolitical tensions. Now, he previously indicated on X that Taiwan could allocate up to 5% of its reserves, about $50 billion, to Bitcoin, though he framed this as part of a diversified approach rather than a full pivot. Now, while Ko acknowledged that Bitcoin is not a singular solution to Taiwan's financial challenge, he emphasized the need to expand the nation's toolkit for economic resilience. Now, this proposal arrives as Taiwan moves toward a more crypto-friendly regulation. The Financial Supervisor Commission is expected to roll out institutional crypto custody trials later this year. In contrast, mainland China continues to enforce a blanket ban on most crypto-related activities. Now, Taiwan's Financial Supervisor Commission released a draft of the Virtual Asset Service Act on March 25th to regulate crypto businesses and protect investors. The draft included licenses and requirements for the VASPSs and the standard for stablecoin issuance by banks and enforcement measures. Now, a 60-day public consultation period was launched, with the law expected to be submitted to the Executive Yuan by June 30th. Now, Ko's call for positions Taiwan among a small but growing group of jurisdictions exploring Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, though no formal policy has been introduced, and his advocacy signals rising interest in digital assets within Taiwan's financial planning discussion. So nothing's in place yet, but he is urging that they do get involved with it, because again, what was their Korean dollar or Taiwan dollar? What do you call that one again? Their new Taiwan dollar has like volatility to it too, so they are seeing that Bitcoin could be the safe haven for them. And again, every other country is going to realize that too when their currency is debasing. Like, we already know the US dollar has been debasing for so long. We just see it in our purchasing power. It loses its value, and like with other countries like basing it off US dollars, their currency is even hurting even more. So Bitcoin is definitely one that they would want to hold on to. But that's our Taiwan, just more adoption news. Now, let's go over the article on Bitcoin being accepted at the fast food chain Steak and Shake. So yes, so on May 16th, guys, dinners will soon be able to be payable in Bitcoin. So let's go through this article and see how they're going to do it. It's going to be Lightning Network? Is it going to be normal Bitcoin? Let's find out. So again, dinners will soon be able to pay for their steaks with Satoshis at the American fast food outlet. So American fast food outlet Steak and Shake has announced it will begin accepting Bitcoin as payments at all locations starting on May 16th. Now, the firm said on an X on May 9th that it was making the cryptocurrency available to more than 100 million customers, adding that the movement is just the beginning, before signing off as Steaktoshi. Now, the fast food chain initially hinted at accepting Bitcoin in March when it posted, "Should Steak and Shake accept Bitcoin on social media?" The tweet drew the attention of the crypto community and Bitcoin proponents such as Jack Dorsey, who rapidly replied with a yes. Now, the firm has built momentum since then with a Bitcoin-themed marketing, Tesla promotions, and visual hints on its social media feed. So we have beef tallow, Bitcoin, people driving in using Tesla cars. So they have been showcasing it. Now, the acceptance of Bitcoin represents a significant development in mainstream crypto's adoption, as few restaurant chains have moved beyond limited pilot programs to full-scale payments. Cointelegraph reached out to Steak and Shake for more details, but we didn't get a message in time before this article was released. But crypto for fast food. Steak and Shake will join a growing number of fast food chains that accept crypto payments, so I guess they're the first ones. We may be hearing more. But since 2022, Chipotle has accepted almost 100 different cryptocurrencies via Flexa, including Bitcoin, Ether, and Solana. So they use the Flexa system in order to be able to accept these payments. But one of the earliest adopters of crypto payments is Subway, which has piloted Bitcoin payments as far back as 2013 at select franchises. KFC also offered a Bitcoin bucket promotion in Canada back in 2018, allowing for purchases with Bitcoin, while McDonald's accepts Bitcoin in Lugano, Switzerland as part of the local crypto initiative. I don't think they're doing it elsewhere. But Burger King also accepted crypto gift cards and direct crypto payments in select countries like Germany, the Netherlands, and Venezuela in September, and Donald Trump used Bitcoin to buy burgers at a New York City bar. And yeah, we're just going through the list of all the places that have accepted Bitcoin at one time. There was even Pizza Hut became one of the first mainstream outlets to accept BTC in El Salvador, where it was made legal tender in 2021. And the first ever Bitcoin transaction was made by the fast food by Laszlo Hanzik, the ongoing long-term joke now for what he spent on these pizzas. But in May 22nd, 2010, which later became the famous Bitcoin Pizza Day, he paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas worth $40 at the time. Now today, those peoples would have been more than $1 billion. And he chose it from, it was Papa John's Pizza. So that's always like an iconic story we always cover every year. He went on Reddit or he went on some social media post, asked like, hey, if someone orders me pizza, I will pay them this 10,000 Bitcoin. Some guy in Italy accepted that, made a phone call to his New York residence, placed the order for the 2 pizzas. They were delivered, and then the guy sent him over 10,000 Bitcoin. So that was the first time someone used it. But now we're seeing it all over the place for being accepted. So yeah, in some areas like El Salvador, that's where Pizza Hut was. There was a short time that Burger King was giving away some food too, or giving some Bitcoin away for their Whoppers. And then there was McDonald's. Trump used Bitcoin at a Bitcoin bar in Vegas. I know, in New York. So there's been many places. Even in California, when I was out there, there was one place that had to do with the Bored Ape Yakum. Yeah, it was a restaurant called Bored and Hungry. So it was an NFT-based restaurant. And yeah, they accepted crypto payments, so that was actually pretty cool. But I am definitely heading to Steak and Shake on May 16th to definitely place an order to buy some food, fries, and a burger, because their fries are made in beef tallow, which is the best thing to be cooking your food in other than oils. And so I'll definitely be getting a meal there, and part for the team here at the Crypto Club as well. But no, this is just showcasing you want to be living in the crypto lifestyle now. It's you want to be able to exit the fiat system. How do I live this crypto lifestyle? It's because I don't want to spend my Bitcoin, I'm hodling it. Well, you can hodl it and still spend it at the same time. How? Because usually if you want to spend your crypto, you got to take it from your wallet, send it to the exchange, sell it, put it into your bank account, and then once it's money's in bank, now you can buy your goods. Okay, so that seemed like a couple steps there. How can we break that apart? Well, another way to do it is see if they accept Bitcoin as payments right then and there. Pay the person in Bitcoin. After you've paid for them, you just take your nasty little fiat, buy the Bitcoin that you just purchased, that you just spent, immediately replenish it, and now you're just living on the Bitcoin lifestyle. It's that simple. So instead of having to sell the Bitcoin, go into your bank account, all you're doing now is just buying Bitcoin and continue adding it. You're using it, and that's how we start living the crypto lifestyle. So yeah, so we had a great discussion on it on yesterday's class, just exiting the fiat system. So if you want to check out that class, join the Crypto Club, and it's on our website. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Now, I just wanted to share this one article with you. I'm not going to go over it before I go play an ad, but it looks like there's going to be a very expensive piece of jewelry in the form of a steak at the Bitcoin conference this year in 2025. So I just want to mention this because it's a long article. I was reading it. But the artist Maxfield Mellenbrush brings rare steak worth millions to Bitcoin 2025. And this is the little piece of steak he's bringing in. And you may be going that looks like a weird steak. What's it made of? Well, it's made with rubies, diamonds, definitely valued over $2 million or was appraised by it. And he just liked the fact with beef, and it was kind of associated with Bitcoin as well. This article goes through all of that. And here's another little piece of it. It looks bigger in that one photo, but that's a shiny and very expensive piece of steak right there. I just thought it was good sharing because we just covered the article on Steak and Shake offering Bitcoin payments. So we have a steak here. So Heidi, whatever you do, don't go try eating that. If you don't know, Heidi's one of our employees here at the Crypto Club too. So yeah, but she's a total meathead. We've seen her at the last Bitcoin conference in Nashville do a tomahawk eating contest, and it was so funny seeing this tiny little girl among all these big men eating tomahawks. So Heidi, stay away. But I wanted to share that with you before we play a quick ad, and then we'll be back for some more news. So here we go.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
Yep, and we are back. Sorry, checking the phone. Had a bunch of annoying messages out there, not scams. Like, do any of you else get those notifications or just actual text messages of us going, oh, here's a job recruitment person. We saw your profile on Indeed and thought you'd be perfect for us. Like, I haven't been on Indeed since I was 16. Why are they still giving me all these promotions? I guess I got to delete that account. But no, I've been getting like 5 different texts today so far, so that's kind of annoying. But we're back. Let's continue on with the news. What else is going on in the crypto space? Well, it looks like the OCC gives banks the green light to offer Bitcoin and crypto custody and trading services. So that's right. Again, institutions adopting crypto as well. The OCC's latest guidance clarifies that national banks and federal savings associations can offer cryptocurrency custody and trading services, including outsourcing to third-party providers, as long as they adhere to the risk management practices and regulatory compliance. Now, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, so otherwise we call them the OCC, has issued new guidance confirming the National Bank and Federal Savings Association and that they can now engage in crypto asset custody and trading services. This clarification comes in Interpretive Letter 1184, which outlines the banks may buy and sell digital assets held in custody at their customers' direction and may also outsource crypto-related activities such as custody and execution services to third parties out there. However, banks must ensure that they implement proper third-party risk management practices. Now, this decision is important as the OCC's guidance enables banks to participate more actively in the rapidly growing cryptocurrency market, which now includes over 50 million Americans. Now, the OCC updated rules are part of its ongoing efforts to ensure that banks can responsibly engage in emergency financial technologies while protecting consumers and complying with applicable laws. And then here is like a little video on Twitter showcasing the OCC and how they can now custody and purchase crypto for them. But Rodney Hood, acting comptroller of the currency, emphasized that in that video, this digitization of financial services is not a trend, it's a transformation. He further explained that regulated banks can provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of Bitcoin and other digital assets, on behalf of their customers. Additionally, the banks were supervised also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in at their customers' direction. Now, the letter further states that banks can provide other important services such as record keeping, tax reporting, and compliance services. And the OCC also made it clear that banks may use sub-custodians to provide these services, but only subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. Now, Rodney Hood also emphasized that while a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with applicable laws. The clarification from the OCC is significant as it gives banks the ability to meet the growing demand for cryptocurrency-related services while ensuring they maintain security and comply with regulatory standards. Now, in the video that we didn't play for you, sorry, Hood stressed that the digital shifts is not just changing the way people engage with money, but transforming the entire financial landscape. Now, for banks, this presents an opportunity to broaden their offerings by providing services related to digital assets in addition to traditional financial services. And as Hood pointed out, regulated banks can now help customers manage their crypto portfolios just as they would traditional assets with the services like tax reporting and transaction recording. However, banks must ensure that they manage the risks involved in crypto custody, that the OCC's emphasis on safe and sound operations mean that any crypto-related activity must be carried out securely and in full compliance with the law. Now, this updated guidance from the OCC marks an important step in integrating digital assets into the regulated financial system. Now, with these clear rules in place now, national banks are better positioned to serve customers while ensuring that crypto-related activities are conducted responsibly, securely, and so on. And I just like how they're saying that now that we've got clear rules in place. Like right here is where they said it, clear rules are in place because like it's been so long that there was just no rules. Like everyone was always questioning, not just banks, it was businesses. Like, well, what can I do? How do I hold it? How do I comply with taxes and rules? Like SEC or nobody ever gave anything any rule. So we were just living in a space where nobody knew what's what. You play ball in the DeFi sector. But now with actually rules in place, we're actually moving forward. So again, like Bitcoin's on fast forward mode right now all over the world. And I'm still just feeling like this is the start of the bull run for like altcoins and Bitcoin. But I'm feeling like this is Bitcoin's time to shine. And like if you miss out, you're out of luck there, because I don't think there will be another dip cycle out there. Maybe we'll see some little ones in the future, but not as they happen like every 4 years. So that's how I'm kind of feeling right now. But again, nobody knows the future and how this will all play out. Again, we could see Coinbase go under, and next thing you know, some other lending companies go down. Kind of how the last cycle happened. FTX went, then we had all the lending era, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius all start tumbling as well. So we never know what's going on in the space, but it just does feel like even if like that situation does happen, Bitcoin could be on the move. But that's the OCC news. Now, that's actually, I think that's like all of our Bitcoin news, really. So that's everything to do with Bitcoin. Now let's move into the altcoins and other bill scenario. So yeah, we first started off with Missouri's bill ending capital gains tax. Now let's go into what happened with the Genius Act bill. This was the stablecoin bill that was sent to Senate, but it looks like it stalled out. It didn't pass the vote. And let's see what's going to happen next. So the Genius Act stalls after a 49 to 48 Senate vote. Stablecoin framework is in limbo now. So the U.S. Senate failed to advance the Genius Act on Thursday in a nail-biting vote, marking a setback to establishing the first ever set of payments and stablecoin regulations. Now, the Senate delivers a blow to stablecoins bill. Originally introduced by Senator Bill Hagerty, a Republican of Tennessee, in February, the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for the U.S. Stablecoins Act was co-sponsored by Chairman Tim Scott and Subcommittee and Digital Asset Chair Cynthia Loomis. After receiving the bipartisan support, Hagerty's legislation fell 48 to 49 on the Senate floor on Thursday, prompting a wave of disappointment from key members of the cryptocurrency community. This bill represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to expand the dollar's dominance and U.S. influence in financial innovation, said the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and he said that on May 8th. Now, without it, stablecoins will be subject to a patchwork of state regulations instead of a streamlined federal framework that is more conducive to growth and competitiveness, he added. So I guess I see why this would be in limbo. And here we even got Senator Cynthia Loomis chiming in on X. She said that my statement after the Senate failed to advance the Genius Act, she said that I'm deeply disappointed that we were unable to pass this important bipartisan crafted stablecoin legislation today. But make no mistake, digital assets are the future and America must lead the way. I want to thank President Trump, Senator Gillibrand, Leader Thune, Chairman Scott, and Senator Haggerty for their leadership and unwavering commitment to keeping digital asset companies and jobs onshore. It's important that we continue to move digital asset legislation forward that preserves America's dollar dominance and makes America the crypto capital of the world. Now, that is what she said there. Now, all eyes are on Trump's crypto ventures now since this one passed. I guess they're just moving their eyes over. But the U.S. Senate's rejection of the Genius Act comes amid a dramatic partisan divide over crypto's policy and U.S. President Donald Trump's to cryptocurrency in both chambers of the Congress. Now, ranking member of the House Financial Service Committee, Maxine Waters, stormed out of a high-profile crypto hearing alongside several other House Democrats on Tuesday, citing concerns over Trump's crypto affiliations and federal government leadership. Last week, Trump confirmed that he would be hosting an exclusive gala dinner for the top 220 investors of his namesake meme coin, Trump, ushering in an increased scrutiny over potential conflicts of interest. News also broke out that Trump-affiliated World Liberty Finance's newly launched stablecoin USD1 would be used to finalize a deal between Abu Dhabi-based investment firm MGX and Binance, further angering Democratic opponents. And yeah, I think there was an article showing them just walking out. It's like, nope, we don't want this. So there was like, yeah, this could have been a great future, but now it's kind of going to just be in limbo, like Loomis said. It's like, now we got to go state by state when we just had a nice streamlined one federal one. So I'm sure this will probably be pushed through again, and who knows, maybe we'll go through the next time around, because like we saw with the Arizona bill, first it was rejected, then 2 days later she signed a different one. So maybe just got to change it up a bit and it'll be all good. But that's what happened with the Genius Act, just keeping you guys informed. And lastly, I want to go over this article. It was covered a month ago. No, it was created about 11 months ago. I'm not sure if I ever covered it, but I know there's a lot of people in the crypto club, and even me too. We purchased Hypercycle, and I kind of just want to do some more research on it and just see what's going on. A member came in today and was asking, what do you know about the HyperShare smart contract features with Hypercycle? I was like, I never heard anything about that. I just bought the token Hypercycle. So he got me wanting to do some research on it. And so this article really is for you, Lawrence. So hopefully you're watching and can hopefully get a little bit more, and then maybe I can help you out with it later on. But yes, let's understand Hypercycle's HyperShare smart contract features. So Hypercycle enhances, let me zoom in a little bit on this guy first. There we go. So Hypercycles enhance AI safety and efficiency with cryptographic proofs and peer-to-peer nodes. Hypersphere supports a decentralized governance and income distribution, promoting a sophisticated AI capability and industry-wide collaboration. Now, Hypercycle is a platform that attempts to make AI systems safer and more efficient. The system's main component, each Hypercycle node, employs a cryptographic proofs and a peer-to-peer architecture. It consists of a virtual machine, a transaction machine, and an AI machine that process data and perform tasks. Now, a Hypercycle node requires a SATO server proof via the Hypercycle token and to data to process, and an instructions from a smart contract that VM controls these components, and then the transaction machine, which checks the SATO server, and the AI machine begins to operate on that data out there. Now, once the AI system has completed its mission, it returns the findings for verification and initiates payments for the service performed. Now, the node gathers the result and payment proofs before delivering the final output to whoever requests it, and the configuration improves AI agent collaboration, resulting in more sophisticated AI capabilities. Now, HyperShare enhances how nodes are handled within the Hypercycle platform. It also provides decentralized governance, incoming sharing, and shareholding using S tokens for ownership and R tokens for revenue. So I guess these are the two tokens that would be utilized in this node staking platform. And this allows users to interact, manage income, and administer nodes safely and autonomously from Hypercycle. Now, what exactly is HyperShare? HyperShare manages how value and money are distributed to everyone maintaining a node. It's a smart contract that ensures fair income and ownership allocation without requiring trust between members. HyperShare uses two kinds of tokens, S tokens and R tokens. The S tokens are ownership tokens with voting rights, enabling holders to participate in governance decisions. And this promotes participatory and democratic node management. So yeah, you can participate. You own the token. You want to make some changes happen? Vote on it. If you don't want something to happen, vote against it. Now, R tokens are revenue tokens that distribute node profits, rewarding contributors depending on node's performance. So I'm just curious on how that's going to work out. Like where is going to be the trading platform to actually turn that into more profit? Because if it's just on one platform and you can just swap it over for Hypercycle, I'm cool with that too, because then I'll just use a platform, switch over the revenue tokens for Hypercycle, put the Hypercycle back on my MetaMask wallet, and then I'll just do whatever I want with it at that point. So I don't know. That's what I would really look into before even starting to know. It's what's the token that really do the tokenomics research behind it and then go okay, how do I get this? How can I swap it? Or how can I sell it? You just want all the details before you do anything. But HyperShare makes it easier to manage computing nodes. It also increases transparency and ensures that value and income are distributed evenly. Now, this approach simplifies node maintenance and encourages cooperation and company development inside the Hypercycle network. Now, let's talk about the HyperShare and its components. So HyperShare is based on a complex design that contains two critical components, the CHYPC and the license. The CHYPC, which stands for Cycle Hypercycle, serves as a value wrapper for the HyperShare network. It handles and represents many value types, including cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and USD coin. Now, the CHIPC can encapsulate these assets, making them simpler to integrate and utilize throughout the Hypercycle network. It functions as a means of trade and a store of intrinsic value, offering a flexible and secure mechanism to manage many digital assets out there. Now, the license, another important part of the HyperShare platform, permits users to use the virtual machine, which runs smart contracts and processes data, and the transaction machine, which verifies the records and transactions. It also works alongside the CHYPC to ensure that HyperShares can handle the financial and operational aspects of the Hypercycle computational nodes effectively. Now, the CYPC also helps in managing different types of value by adding financial assets into the Hypercycle platform, making transactions easier. Meanwhile, the license powers the nodes, enabling them to perform complex tasks. So essentially, the CHYPC helps Hypercycle to manage value efficiently, whilst the license also ensures that everything on software side is working properly. Now, HyperShare has become a strong tool for controlling Hypercycle's computational nodes by fusing operational capacity and value management, offering a whole solution for decentralized and effective node operations. Now, what are the potential benefits of HyperShare? Well, HyperShare offers various advantages for firms wishing to build atop Hypercycle's computational nodes. It is intended to assist manage operations, revenue, cooperation, and more efficiently inside the AI computing network. Now, the key advantage of HyperShare is to encourage agreement of multi-party cooperation. The decentralized platform allows several parties to collaborate easily by exchanging resources and expertise, and automated operations within the same smart contract that manage connections and transaction-free users to concentrate on their primary duties and remove the middleman. Now, HyperShare also provides decentralized governance using governance concepts built in smart contracts and reduces the need for a centralized authority. This ensures that decisions are made democratically and transparently, hence improving security and giving stakeholders control over node operations. Now, the Hypercycle Share platform also places an emphasis on trust in the smart contract rather than in individuals. Now, predefined rules and algorithms ensure that all activities on transactions are completely, fairly, and precisely, reducing the potential for a human error or misconduct. Now, what are the practical applications of HyperShare? HyperShare is useful in various domains, particularly those involving artificial intelligence. It enables academics and institutions to pool resources together in processing capacity, making working together on large AI projects simpler. HyperShare's decentralized governance and automatic income distribution ensures that everyone's efforts are adequately acknowledged and appreciated. HyperShare benefits enterprise focusing on AI, such as machine learning or data processing, by spreading computing jobs, optimizing resources, and ensuring transparent income sharing. Now, this results in cheaper costs and an aligned interest for everyone involved. Now, Hypershare may also aid startups and initiatives in developing decentralized apps or blockchain solutions. For example, a decentralized financial network could use it to safely and effectively handle back-end calculations. Stakeholders may own S tokens and R tokens, providing them with a voice in governance and part of the income making, but the system's more equitable and democratic. Now, important problems in AI computational industry with governance, cost control, and resource allocation are addressed with Hypershare. Now, within the platform, AI networks ought to get more cooperative and scalable, benefiting all equally. Now, its automatic income sharing simplifies the financial administration of AI operations, developers, researchers, and they can concentrate on creativity, knowing that the smart contract will handle money well. Now, this quickens the study and use of AI technology in several sectors, such as entertainment, healthcare, education, and finance. In closing, Hypershare maintains Hypercycle's computational node activity via the use of cooperative technology, open income sharing, and decentralized governance. Now, through the optimization of node operations and communication, business activities become safer and more effective. Now, this solution creates a trustworthy environment and optimizes procedures by using blockchain and AI technology. Hypershare allows stakeholders to collaborate successfully and freely. So that's a little bit more news, like what's going on around Hypercycle. Like is this old news? I forgot. How old was this article? This article came out in June 2024. So this was like last year. So I wonder how well Hypershares is actually going. Just again, somebody mentioned it today at the Crypto Club, and I was like, well, okay, let me do some research on it. And doing these news article videos is how I do my research. Usually you just got to read a bunch of articles and I'm just sharing it with you. So hopefully that saved you an article to read, but I'm definitely going to look more into it to see if I can help him out, see if I can coincide with what his plans or intentions are for the future. But no, so that's the other ways you can utilize and work with the Hypercycle system. So, But that is it for you. That's all the news I have for you on this Friday. I want to take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index on CoinMarketCap, and we are finally in the greed territory. We just hit a 70, so we are totally greedy little bastards. Yes, we are. Like everyone is buying it. We saw with the price of Bitcoin being 103. Like, oh my god! Like the day chart from where we were. Like we started at like. No, that was 100. Let's go back a week's time. Like we were all the way down to $90,000 last week. We were just hovering 95. We look at the month chart. Like we were at 78,000 1 month ago, and everybody was going, "Oh, I think Bitcoin's dead. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't be a part of it. You should sell it right now." Me, I was like, "No, buy more." So things are looking pretty good there. And what I saw on the altcoin season, we are now at 35 because again, when we saw the sea of bubbles going on right here. Everything is green right now. So we, again, like if this chart is accurate, then like we are really coming up to altcoin season now. So woo! So exciting times ahead. But for those of you in Missouri, contact, who was that again? Let's see, who was the one? Contact Governor Mike Kehoe, write a letter, message, email, and let them know as a citizen of Missouri, you want to end that capital gains tax. So that's how you can help out with it. So that is it. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. I'm going to be here at the club super late. It's poker night here, but the weekend, don't try to call the club because I will be sleeping or traveling. Sherpa needs a break too every once in a while. So I'll probably be at the beach touching grass as long as the weather's nice. I did see that it might be a little rainy this week, but I'll be okay. I'll still find something to do. So I hope you guys do the same as well. And I will be back on Monday with more crypto news for you. So I will see you then.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.